All right, what's going on, everybody? Today we're talking about all of the lies that hairstylists and salons actually tell you that are not true. The things that they talk to you and say, hey, you need to do this, that you might actually not need to. The things that they exclude, the things that they forget to mention, the things that are little white lies that ultimately hurt you, the client. Now, before we get started, guys, please like, comment, subscribe to this video if you like hair system content, hair loss content, and if you follow this channel a lot and you want to help destigmatize hair loss with me, join me on Patreon for $5 or $10 a month. It's a quick way for you to help me as I'm continuing to make this content every other day. So let's get right into it, shall we? The top things that salons tell you that aren't true. Number one, everything is good and well. Once you leave that hair salon, you're going to have no issues. You are going to be a brand new man, completely changed, and you're never going to have to deal with hair loss or your receding hairline ever again. That's just not true. Here's the matter of the fact. Having a hair system is not hard, but it's got a steep learning curve. And with that steep learning curve comes new issues, things that you're gonna have to learn how to adapt to, things that you're gonna have to learn how to face. And you can learn how to deal with them, and it doesn't have to mean that you have to change your lifestyle or anything like that, but it simply means new things for you to discover. It's like a baby learning to walk. At first, it seems tough and it seems like everything is impossible, but guess what? After a little bit, you will be able to conquer it and you will be able to move forward. But everything is not just good and well, and it's the happy end of the story. That's not the way it works. Number two, your bond will last 4 weeks. So a lot of hair clubs, you know, the style of monthly recurring revenue for them where you have a system and a maintenance fee that's already built into your monthly recurring fee. And often, most of the time, that reinstall or where you get your bond again only happens once a month, every 4 weeks. Now, that works for some people, but not for most. It's just the way it is. It also depends on what bond they're using with you. If it is something that matches you chemically, that's another factor. There's no way that they can guarantee, though, that it's going to last 4 weeks. It's not impossible, but it's improbable. And if you are pushing your hair system to the limit, like if you are exercising a lot, or you're going outside and you're sweating a lot, if all of these things augment how long your bond will last. So be aware of that. Just don't expect that every 4 weeks is actually how long it's going to be for you. And to be honest, it's not the most hygienic thing. For 4 weeks, you have sweat, you have basically your sweat excretions trapped, especially if you're talking about a soft bond like liquid bond, where it's completely covering your scalp. It leaves no space for your sweat to move around. It all gets trapped there. It's just not the most hygienic thing in the world. Number three, your hair system is going to last a very long time. Some hairstylists and salons will say that your system is going to last a very, 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 very long time. It's going to last like 6 months or 8 months or 10 months. Well, probably not. If you're wearing it every single day, the chances of you getting 8 months out of a unit, unless it's like monofilament and it has synthetic hair and all this kind of stuff, is probably pretty low. It's just a matter of fact. Day-to-day usage of hair system means that hair is going to be falling out, especially if it's human hair, if it's lace or something like this. And of course, the base is going to take wear and tear as well. But first, often, like, hair systems start to shed and you start to get not bald spots, but thin areas and things like this. So it's something that if they're telling you that it's going to last a year or it's going to last a very long, very, 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 very long time, it's just probably not true. Number four, your hair system is only going to last a month. Now, this is on the other side of the coin, right? Depending on the hair system that you have, depending on what the base material is and all this kind of stuff, some last less time than others. The base is more fragile. Notoriously, Swiss lace, superfine Swiss lace is going to be one of the shortest lifespans. But some of the intermediaries, they'll tell you that your hair system's only going to last, a month. It's only going to last a very short period of time. And you know, if you have extra money to dispose, yeah, you might decide that you want to get a new system every 4 weeks, or that you want to get a new system every 6 weeks. But that's not the option for everyone out there, and it's also not something that everyone can afford. It dramatically increases the price of having a hair system. So with that being said, listen, there's ways that you can extend the quality and lifespan of your hair system by taking care of it. And those comes down to preserving the color of it or getting it recolored, but preserving the color of it, UV protection, things like that, making sure that you're not pulling hair out. And that could be through knots, it could be through, you know, an aggressive lifestyle, things like this. Also consider your hairstyles and how you're styling your hair and things like this. Basically, you're gonna get out of it a reasonable amount of time. Just don't put too much wear and tear on your unit. Number 5, the reason this is so expensive is it's fully custom. Probably not. Unless you are going to a salon and they're taking your hair on every single part of your scalp and they are measuring the thickness of it, whether it's thick or thin, whether it is fine or coarse, all this kind of stuff, and they're getting custom densities everywhere and custom colors across your scalp and all this kind of stuff. Chances are you're just getting a stock unit that they have customized, aka they have cut the template, they have cut the base to simply match your area of recession in your hair. And that doesn't justify a $2,000 price tag for a unit. It just doesn't. You know, with these hair salons that are charging a monthly recurring fee for the system and the maintenance, some of these guys are charging $1,500 to $2,000 per unit. Now, you can get online units yourself for in the ballpark of $200 to $400, and these are stock units. These are units that they're somewhat similar to what your hair salon place is getting for you, unless you're getting a fully custom unit, which deservedly is going to be more expensive because it's one of a kind. It is literally made just for you. Number 6, the reason that it's so expensive is the factory that they're using has custom technology. So there's really only a couple technologies out there, and most of the hair systems are made in a handful of factories out there. It's a somewhat small industry. It's not like, you know, there's producers in hundreds and hundreds of places that some have advanced technology and some don't. There's really some pretty standardized technology across the entire industry, and then, you know, there's quality assurance in some of these places that are better than others and things like this. But most of the systems, a lot of the systems that are coming out, a lot of the manufacturers of these things, they're making systems for multiple companies, and the distributors of the companies are really middlemen. They're just buying it from the manufacturers and then they're just reselling it under a different brand. So consider that and know that, like, advanced technology is probably, unless you're getting something like CNC, custom made, all this stuff, it's probably not worth a super high price tag. Number 7, their adhesives are a proprietary blend that they can't tell you what it is. This is something that a salon will tell you because they're basically trying to keep you, and they don't want to share information with you because they think that you're going to go out and do it yourself, and therefore they're going to lose the revenue. Saying that a adhesive is a proprietary blend or this or that, you know, probably what's happening is they're probably white labeling a adhesive from a manufacturer, meaning that a manufacturer is making it and then they're selling it to multiple people, multiple salons, and it's a proprietary blend. It's something that has, you know, the salon's name on it, but they didn't make it. They don't know what they're making. That's just the way most of it works. But if a person is not willing to share this with you, or if they're not willing to help you figure out an adhesive that you can find yourself and use yourself to do maintenance or to do installs yourself, this is just a red flag. You know, be careful about this. Number 8, you can't do it yourself. Yeah, a lot of salons are going to tell you this. They're going to tell you that it's a very tricky procedure and it requires years and years of experience, and that it's very intricate and that it's very complicated. And you know what? I am not going to say that I can do it as good as a hair stylist, as someone who's been trained in this and has had years and years and years and years of experience and does this every single day. I'm not going to say that. Definitely not. But this is something that you need to learn how to do yourself. If you feel like you're attached to an individual or to a salon that costs a lot of money, it might be something that prevents you from getting it because you feel trapped. I did, at least. And that's actually why I'm making a video ebook telling you how to go through this entire process, from picking a unit to installing a unit, all this stuff. So that way you are actually equipped to do this yourself, and you can find a stylist that's a partner that can work with you and help you. And last but not least, this system right here is the best one for basically everybody. It's the best that we have. Every system is different and every user is different. You have a different lifestyle than me. I have a different lifestyle from person X. Person X has a different lifestyle from person Y. And because of that, there's different systems that have different technologies out there that are better suited for different lifestyles. So, you know, a lot of people are pushing polyurethane bases, poly bases, thin skin bases, and because it's the best for everybody. Well, that's just not true. Depending on where you live, your climate, your activity, all of this stuff, how much longevity you want out of the unit, the price of the unit, all this stuff, the best unit is the one that's best for all of your considerations. The best unit for me is not the best unit for you. It's just not the case. Your individual circumstances have to be taken into consideration, including the adhesives you want, you know, the place you live, your activity, all this stuff. And then it has to be distilled down and be like, okay, what's the best conglomeration that is going to fit all of these needs? And that's how you get the best unit. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked this right here. Please like, comment, subscribe if you found this content valuable and you found it informative and empowering. Once again, consider joining me over on Patreon. I'm going to be doing a pre-access to my ebook on there. As I'm making it, I'm going to be releasing it to my Patreon followers so that way they can see the content as it's coming out. I'm uploading about 5 different videos today. There's going to be about 15 to 20 in total. So consider joining that, and if not, I will see you in the next video.